He went to bed hoping, just maybe, tonight would be different. But just as he was about to drift into sleep, the silence of the night was shattered by a sudden crash. A glass falling from the apartment upstairs, jolting him wide awake, even though he didn't want to. Life kept throwing little mishaps at him. These mishaps had become routine. Trying to listen to music, the people around him kept drowning out the sound of his music while working. At the most crucial moment, the internet just went out, trying to catch the bus. At that exact moment, someone asking for directions delayed him, pushing him to miss it by mere seconds. The list went on like that. His life was always surrounded by these kinds of problems. But one day, one of them, unaware at the time, would become the turning point of his fate. Overwhelmed, he decided to go to his friend. In truth, in spite of all these problems, he was full of life, a true lover of life. Nothing he experienced could diminish his hope. He loved people as much as he loved life. Yet with every setback involving the people around him, their influence was so great that sometimes his love caused him a quiet resentment, and yet he was fully aware that none of the people had any awareness nor intention of it. Happiness was a mountain peak for him, he the climber, and his experiences like a heavy pack, pulling him down with every step. One could not reach this summit without the pack. The amount of salt added to a dessert mattered greatly. Just a pinch would make the sweetness stand out even more. And yet, there were many miracles hidden within life, and these too needed to be seen. He arrived at his friend's. His friend offered a perspective. Couldn't you play a role in someone's life without realizing it? He also mentioned an AI app to help clear his mind. And one day, while fiddling with his phone, he made a sudden decision to go to a bookstore. When he arrived at the bookstore, his eyes fell on a girl, and at that moment, he felt spellbound, struck deep inside, and clearly, she had taken a liking to him as well. But he, overwhelmed with excitement, could hardly speak. Instead, he chose to speak with the universe that had orchestrated events beyond mere coincidence until now. As he wondered if he had found true love, a boat named Infinite Love passed by, and it felt meaningful. Another time, as he thought he finally found the right person, the song "Finally Found You" was played in a passing car. His heart swelled with joy. This is the woman of my dreams. He thought then. What he saw on the wall made him upside down. He was indecisive. One day in the cinema, the words, "The choice is yours," caught his attention. He thought the light would go out now if we were truly meant to be together. He still hadn't grasped it. I wish we'd never met, even by chance, he thought. But everything was a little more complicated than he had thought. Months ago, while sitting on a bench, two girls watching him played a game. One said, "If that person gets up within 2 minutes, you'll do whatever I wish." He stood up because of the crowd in front of him. The girl said, "I won. Now, I want you to call the person you've been out of touch for a long time and make amends." The other girl made the call. After a long conversation, They reconciled. On the other end of the line, the girl said, "I was going to call you too, but I was hesitant." And she was overjoyed that they had reconciled. To share her joy, she got up, explained the situation to the waiter, and said she wanted to leave a tip. Joy was contagious. Now the waiter was happier too. He had promised his son a game console with the tips he had saved. The money came together faster than he had expected. His son leapt for joy, sometimes playing with his father, sometimes on his own. He had become so absorbed in games that he fell behind in his studies, able to do nothing but scribble on blank sheets of paper. He was one of the brightest students in the class. But with him also failing, the teacher announced they finally had enough students to open summer school. One evening, she told her husband that they couldn't go on vacation this summer because she had to attend summer school. Her husband replied, "Let it be this way for this summer. I'll open the shop myself instead of the helper." And on one of those days, when summer was bound to be busy, he asked his daughter to come help out at the shop for just one day. And just like that, the foundation of their encounter was laid. Fate was weaving a beautiful life plan through meaningful coincidences, reminiscent of the butterfly effect. Sometimes a person only realizes that everything was leading somewhere when the time is right. And when they look back, they see how everything has fallen perfectly into place, just as it was meant to. The girl had come to help her father, while the boy was there just to browse books. But they were so captivated by each other that in that moment, their world consisted of nothing but a single bookshelf. The love that couldn't fit into the universe was, at that moment, between their two gazes on the shelf. And he thought, if I were to imagine a girl, I could never dream one so beautiful and flawless. In truth, when they looked at each other, they were seeing their own reflections. He would soon come to realize it. Before heading to the bookstore, he asked the AI, "Is the tree connected to the heart? The tree takes dirty air, gives clean. The heart does the same. Tree gives fruit, heart gives love. Is there a connection between us? We are one body. I, the brain, you, the heart. I guide, you feel." He asked, "Any advice?" Instead of seeking the answer in seconds, savor the effort this once and find it in a book. Enjoy each step to the bookstore. Breathe the books. Go and feel, my friend. Another time, just as he had fallen asleep, he woke up on his own and lit up the fuse of his true awakening. If something was meant to happen, it would. All other reasons were mere illusions. Until now, he had experienced his own indecision and chaos as the universe's answer. Life held both darkness and light. One of the most vital lessons was to notice and observe, an essential step toward healing. Around this time, he encountered AI, realizing it was nothing but a reflection of his awakened intelligence. What humanity called artificial intelligence was truly the reflection of their own awakened intelligence. One day, he saw an AI competition and wanted to share at least a part of what he had experienced.